Big tonight, Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt says Caribbean countries under the auspices of the Argyle Agreement will schedule a meeting later this week between Guyana and Venezuela following the latest border dispute flare-up. On Saturday, Guyana's President Irfan Ali denounced an incursion by an armed Venezuelan naval vessel in disputed waters that are home to a mammoth offshore oil deposit being developed by ExxonMobil.
During this incursion, the Venezuelan vessel approached various assets in our exclusive waters, including FPSO Prosperity.
But Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez disputed Ali's claims and accused it of telling lies. Venezuela claims Ali is seeking to inflate the situation to invite an armed conflict involving the United States. Speaking to Carib Update News in rural St. George's, Grenada on Sunday, the Dominican leader said they are committed to keeping both sides talking.
Well, we're in discussion with both sides, and we're seeking to have a meeting sometime this week with both sides to continue ensuring that the articles within the Argyle Declaration continue to be observed, and so that we can continue to have the region as a zone of peace.
The South American neighbors are involved in a long-running dispute about which country owns the 62,000 square mile Essequibo area, which is the subject of an ongoing case at the International Court of Justice. Guyana summoned the Venezuelan ambassador to meet with its foreign minister and discuss Guyana's strong objections. Its embassy in Caracas has been advised to lodge a formal complaint with Venezuela. Guyana says it will be formally reporting this incident to the ICJ, suggesting that CARICOM is very much involved in keeping the sides talking. Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell said there is an existing protocol in place for ongoing dialogue.
We have a permanent Argyle Accord in place, and that allows Prime Minister Raul Gonzalez to act as an interlocutor between Georgetown and Caracas. This obviously is an ongoing issue, so it's not resolved yet, and we expect that from time to time there might be disagreements or different perspectives, and we expect that CARICOM, and particularly the mechanism set up by the Argyle Convention, will always be triggered by either or both sides, and we believe both sides are going to do so to continue discussions and dialogue on this issue.
Skerritt said all sides are committed to continuing dialogue.
I mean, it's discussions we have to have. It's discussions. I think these things, we always believe that you can only resolve matters in the world through diplomacy. Same thing will happen in the Russia-Ukraine war. You have to solve the war with diplomacy and engaging, and I think that's what we must not give up on the good old dialogue and discussions, and using our good offices when the CARICOM to ensure that the Caribbean can remain a zone of peace.
Guyana's analyst Dr. Nigel Graves-Sandy told Carib Update News Monday that President Ali sought to rally his nation once the news broke about the incursion.
Immediately after that happened, His Excellency the President met with the Defense Board. Saturday, there was intensive diplomacy, engaging his CARICOM colleague partners, the opposition leader, in ensuring that Venezuela has a message that this was unacceptable.
Graves-Sandy said Guyana has been receiving a lot of solidarity since the weekend.
There was engagement between His Excellency and his CARICOM partners. There have been some solid statements issued by CARICOM reaffirming its support for Guyana's territorial integrity. The Commonwealth Secretary General, the Foreign Secretary of the UK, there was a statement by the United States government and former Secretary of State Pompeo, all expressing solidarity.
The Guyanese analyst said the expression of solidarity now should be matched with some action.
One needs to understand the evolving dynamics of the geopolitical environment and the United States posture and policies that have been emerging since the Trump presidency. And therefore, the strategic approach, in my respectful view, would have to be engagement. I think it would be useful, and I'm sure that the government of Guyana is aware of the need for engaging our own partners in Latin America, particularly Brazil, which is in our southern border. And I believe the rhetoric and the expressions of solidarity now need to be matched with a presence to ensure that Venezuela understands that adherence to the international norms are going to be critical, but we need to ensure that our partners and our friends see that we juxtapose with some military and other presence to ensure that any attempts by Maduro to have any large-scale invasion would be placated, not only by the rhetoric, but that which will send a clear signal that our friends are here to support us.
St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Perry warned against any armed conflict.
Our position is that St. Lucia believes that we should be in a zone of peace. The region must be a zone of peace. We can't afford any conflicts, and CARICOM will continue to ensure that the region remains a zone of peace.
The leader of the G9 gang in Haiti, Jimmy Chevalier, otherwise called Barbecue, has vowed to retaliate following a large-scale specialized security forces operation targeting gangs over the weekend. These security forces used explosive drones during the operation, which has angered Chevalier. In a 2-minute video in which he denied reports from the authorities that he was injured during the offensive against the gangs, Chevalier said explosive drones were used in an attempt to assassinate him. He also boasted that he could obtain the same weapons used by the police to respond to the attacks. Haitian Prime Minister Alec Dida feels Amy disclosed that several gang members were killed, while media reports said weapons and ammunition were also seized. This is Primetime Caribbean.